Skill-based matchmaking. Love it or hate it, it's here and it's not going anywhere. Some players think it's ruining modern multiplayer games. Others say it turns every match into a sweat fest. But I wonder if we're asking the wrong question. Is the real issue skill-based matchmaking itself, or how aggressively it's implemented? Most people play games. I spent years breaking them. Let's get into it. First of all, developers aren't trying to make players miserable, I promise. Even if it can feel that way, they're trying to solve a real problem, because we've all been there before. You load into a brand new game, and before you can even figure out the controls, you're getting absolutely clapped. For a lot of players, that's not motivating, so they just quit. Because without some form of matchmaking, brand new players get absolutely stumped. Many quit before they even had a chance to learn the game. Friends can end up having wildly different experiences, and maintaining a healthy player population becomes much harder. From a design perspective, matchmaking aims to create fairer, more competitive games, while helping players stick with the game longer. Now, I'm not saying this is the only reason every developer uses it. Different games have different goals, but I don't think the problem is that skill-based matchmaking exists. I think the problem is how that experience can feel for players. Now here's the tester insight. From the developer's point of view, the ideal multiplayer match isn't one where one team completely dominates the other. It's a match where both sides feel like they had a chance to win. The closer the competition, the more likely players are to feel engaged and queue up for another game. But here's a deeper insight. A system can achieve its design goal while still creating a player experience that people don't enjoy. Skill-based matchmaking is doing exactly what it's built to do, which brings us to the real question. If it's solving a real, genuine problem, why do so many players still hate it? Let's start with variety. One of the biggest reasons multiplayer games stay fun is because you never know what's going to happen next. Some matches are close, some are complete blowouts, sometimes you're the one getting destroyed, other times everything just clicks. Those unpredictable moments are what make multiplayer memorable. Now, imagine a system that's constantly trying to create fair matches. On paper, that sounds great. But the more aggressively it tries to keep every game competitive, the smaller that range of experiences can start to feel. Instead of every match feeling different, every match can begin feeling equally demanding. But here's something interesting. Humans don't just enjoy winning, we enjoy contrast. The incredible games feel incredible because not every game feels that way. The dominant victories, the crazy comeback, the impossible clutch. Those moments stand out because they're rare. When every match is designed to be close, those emotional highs can start happening less often. Not because you're getting worse, not because the game's unfair, but because the experience becomes more consistent. And consistency isn't always the same thing as excitement. And that brings us to progression. One of the most satisfying parts of multiplayer games is feeling yourself improve. Maybe your aim gets better, your positioning, your game sense, you survive longer, you win more fights, you start making smarter decisions. That's an incredible feeling. But here's where progression starts to feel different. As you become a better player, skill-based matchmaking is designed to adjust right alongside you. Your opponents improve too. So, even though you're playing better than you were a month ago, your matches can end up feeling almost exactly the same. Think about that for a second. You might actually be improving without ever feeling like you are, because every time you climb another step, the game quietly raises the bar. Now, that doesn't mean you're stuck, and it doesn't mean improvement isn't happening. It just means it's harder to see. The scoreboard looks familiar, your win rate barely changes, every match still feels close, so it's easy to convince yourself that you've hit a plateau, when in reality, you may be playing the best you've ever played. Progress hasn't disappeared, it's just become much harder to notice. Let's talk about playing with friends, because this is where things can get complicated. Most of us don't play with people who are exactly the same skill level. Some of our friends are brand new, some have hundreds or even thousands of hours, and that's completely normal. But now matchmaking has a difficult job. How do you create a fair match when everyone in the party has a different skill level? There's no perfect answer. Some games lean toward the highest skill player, others try to find a balance somewhere in the middle. Either way, someone usually ends up playing outside their comfort zone. The experienced player might feel like they have to carry every game. The new player might spend the entire night getting eliminated before they even have a chance to learn. Neither experience feels great. And that's the trade-off. The system is trying to create a fair match, but fairness for the lobby doesn't always feel fair for every individual player inside it. So sometimes the hardest part of multiplayer isn't the opponents, It's finding a match where everyone in your party is having fun. There's one last thing we need to talk about: success, because this might be where the conversation gets the most interesting. Winning has always felt good, but why? Is it simply because you won? Or is it because of everything that led up to that moment? The difficult matches, the easy ones, the surprises, the losses, the moments where everything finally came together. Those experiences give victories context. Now, when matchmaking is consistently trying to create evenly matched games, winning can start to feel different. Not because the win means less, but because every victory often requires the same level of focus, the same level of effort, the same level of concentration. Over time, that consistency can make individual wins feel less distinct from one another, and that's an important distinction. The satisfaction of winning hasn't necessarily disappeared, but the emotional contrast that makes certain victories unforgettable can become harder to find. Winning still feels good, but sometimes it doesn't feel special. So, why do gamers hate skill-based matchmaking? I don't think it's because players hate fair competition. I think it's because the more aggressively matchmaking tries to create fair games, the more it can change how multiplayer feels. It can make variety harder to find, progress harder to notice, playing with friends more complicated, and even winning can feel a little different. Now, that doesn't mean skill-based matchmaking is a bad system, and it doesn't mean developers are using it for the wrong reasons. Remember, they're trying to solve a real problem, they're trying to create fairer matches, keep new players from quitting, and maintain healthy multiplayer communities. Those are all worthwhile goals. But, as we've seen, a system can achieve these goals while still creating experiences that some players don't enjoy. Maybe the real question was never, should skill-based matchmaking exist? Maybe it's how aggressively it should shape the multiplayer experience. Because at the end of the day, players don't just remember whether they won or lost, they remember how the game felt. Remember, I can't tell you where I've been, but I can tell you what I've learned. Have a good one, gamers, and I'll see you in the next one.